Hey kids, Mark Miller here, and welcome to another episode of Code Rushed. We'll take it easy today. Not going to stress out too much, I think. I wanted to bring this up and show this to you before we got started. This is my spec for stamps. We kind of were working and talking about this before we actually implemented them inside of our D&D map spike, which I should probably rename to the D&D map editor. I guess we'll do that now. See how much trouble we can get into there. Solution, I suppose I need to rename too. I'm not sure if I can rename the solution. Can I do it from here? Whoops. I hit build. I wanted rename. Is there a rename solution option in here? There it is right there. Okay. So just got to wait for the build to finish, I think, and we'll be able to rename that. So when I was thinking about stamps, these are the things we can drop into the dungeon map. I was thinking they would have some properties associated with them, like, for example, might have a name if we want to give it a name. Collectible, meaning a player can pick it up and hold on to it. Hideable, meaning while we're playing the game, the dungeon master can toggle visibility on or off. Whether the stamp offers cover. And offering cover is, for example, is something used in battle. So if someone is firing a ranged weapon at me, I can, and they're on one side of the object and I'm on the other, then it might offer some cover for me. And the options for cover are 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, I think. I need to double check that before we implement it. Oh, check out who's with us. Take a look at who's there. Survived the surgery. Glad you are back and with us, Surly Dev. We missed you last week, buddy. We totally missed you. But I'm so glad you're back. I was like, boy, I hope I better see Pumpkin soon. That's what I was thinking. Excellent. You survived the surgery. That's like, step one. Yeah. Hospitals are kind of deadly. You want to make sure you're going to a hospital that's got really good procedures if you're going to step inside one. Yeah, we missed you. We did. We were talking about you last week. We're like, where is that Surly Dev? How's the stream? My feedback over on the other side's looking a little like it's stuttered. Let me know what the quality is. On monitor 2, it shows I've got a consistent, I'm in the green with my upload speed, but over on my stream manager in Twitch dashboard, it's showing me a little bit like a robot. Yeah, you can go back and do that. It wasn't like, it's like we recorded like, probably 9 hours worth of content last week. So, and we talked about you for maybe a minute. So it'll take a while. Might take a while to find it. I think as I recall, it was the end. It was in the 3rd episode last week. It was Thursday. And near the end of the show. So the stamps have properties, and I want to be able to edit these properties. They're like checkboxes or enums, maybe numbers, like weight and value, that sort of thing. And so I need to get a property editor in there. And, as is, what happens on this show, it's often me going like, let's build it from scratch. By the way, let me show you something cool. I think you'll like this effect. This really shows the wraparound effect. Here, let's do the damage first. So here's the damage up, having an accident over here, right? This happens while we're playing the game. Check out the add health here. Here's what happens when add health has. No, there's no sound effect for this yet. But take a look at that. That is super cool, right? This is, I think, the only time, or one of the few times, that anybody's got essentially 3D particle effects spinning around an actor live or presenter live while they're presenting, right? It's pretty cool. You know, what's all this stuff up here, right? Like that, right? Going around, right? Very cool graphics effect. That's essentially built on all the stuff we built before. We've seen it before, similar kinds of things, but it's not so obvious in all of these because the front and back doesn't move so much, so it's not really clear what's happening. You know how exactly awesome it is. I think Lightning Lure shows it not in a not too bad way there. You can kind of see it wrapping around like that, right? There's those particle effects. I like Ray of Frost the best to show it. I think it really is most effective at showing it right there as well. But yeah, very cool kind of 3D particle based circular effects. Anyway, that's cool stuff. Roll that attack.
Look at that damage.
Spell casting stuff. That's what we're doing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. Kind of. We're you know, I think Fred likes it. Fred says yes. Yeah, we're getting. We're getting to a point actually on with regards to our the other show at twitch.tv/dragonhumpers. We're at the point where we're like, all right, we are gonna go live in like 3 more shows, and then our dungeon master is like, so he's like, nope, I can't do it. I got family concerns and I can't do it anymore. And we're like, yeah, it's tough. Dungeon mastering is tough because you got to build. You're bringing so many quality elements to the show. You've got to be able to run with improv, so you got to be able to do that. You have to be able to manage a game. You've got to be able to. In a lot of ways, you're influencing, you're guiding the improv team to some degree, right? Because we want to do comedy Dungeons and Dragons. So we lost our dungeon master, so we're searching for a new dungeon master. So it's like, everything's ready to go essentially. But anyway. So we're in the process of doing that. We'll see what happens. We've definitely got some feelers out there, and we've got some applicants coming in, so we'll take a look at that. Yeah, it sucks a little bit. So I thought today we'd work on Property Editor, and I'm leaning towards building it from scratch because it's not hard to do, and it gives us the ability to customize the UI. Because I kind of always, I have this, hesitation of throwing in somebody else's property editor, like, okay, there's some heavy weight there. Also, since I'm putting all the source out there, it's nice to, if we just, do it all from scratch. So I think that's where I'm headed. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know what happens on this show because, somebody can come along and say, wait, what about this, Mark? And right in the middle of the show, I'm like, okay, we'll go take a look at that. So let's run it. We'll see where we are. We were in not bad shape before. We had essentially gotten undo working for almost everything. Not everything, and I haven't gone through, and these fumes are too big by default here. So, but we can just kind of demonstrate this, right? I drop this on, I can come in and I can say, let's change its hue. Let's make it blue. Let's rotate it, that sort of thing. Let's drop in some other items in here. Let's throw this down over here. Let's drop its size down as well. Mess with its hue. Fine. I don't have undo and redo for the tiling yet. And I don't know. I just thought I wasn't going to worry about that. That was less important to me. What was more important to me is coming along here like this and having something perfect and then kind of nudging it or getting it out of the way. And then I'm like, oh no, that's not what I want. So if I hit undo, 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 we get all the way to the back. And again, the tiling is not, doesn't have undo and redo on it. And if I do redo, I should be able to get all the way back to where we were. So I'm just hitting Control, Shift, redo. And I think that's where we were. And it also supports grouping, undo, and redo. So I can group, and then I can undo, and then I can redo, undo, that sort of thing, which is also really, really nice. So there it is. And it supports, we can take this, We can make a change like increase saturation on both of those. Really, that's not really having an effect. Why? Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it is. It's just, okay. So there it is. So it's very saturated right there. Bring up the contrast too. Okay. And then I can go back and we can undo. And these are large images, so it's taking, there's a little bit of a time before I'm seeing the update between my undos. And undo. And I should get to the point where I deleted them. Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't remember if I did that or not. Let's try one more time and I'll demonstrate the delete. Let's do the hue shift right here. And do I want to delete them? Yeah, so I delete them, then I undo the delete, and they're back, and now I undo the hue shift. This was the cool thing that was kind of elusive and hard to do, was this piece right here, because the undo of the delete is to recreate. We're not holding the objects in there, so we're pretty lean in terms of what we're saving out there. So we undo that, create, but we still have to be able to match up in our command structure changes like the hue shift and make sure that that gets undone, and then the ungrouping, which is right there, all of that to get all the way back to 0. So yeah, so we did some pretty cool stuff with that. Now what I want to do is I want to like be able to drop something down on here. Like let's go into furniture for a second. And so maybe I'm not sure if I'm going to go work more on undo on this or not. It's kind of at a point where I'm like, you know, working good enough for me. But I want to be able to, so next I want to be able to drop an object here onto the map, and then I want to be able to set properties for it. And I think, you know, it just occurred to me, because, you know, I don't really do that much thought for what I'm going to do for the show, but it just occurred to me, I want something like this, probably right next to this or under it, for editing properties. I want the property editor here. I don't have to drag the mouse to the left or right. That's what I want. And I think, do I want to support setting multiple properties at the same time? Maybe collectible, maybe it might make sense to multi-select and then choose one option. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not yet. This, by the way, is a link to an item object, like it might be a sword or weapon or something along those lines, e.g. Weapon, potion, etc. All right, so now that's cool, because I was just thinking, where am I going to put the property editor? Over here, over there? And I'm like, no, wait, don't do that. Put it right here. All right, so property editor, that's awesome. So now we want to look at the stamp properties that we want to edit. Let's figure that out. We'll stop this for a second. And it's really kind of, I think, in serialized stamp. We've kind of got to have support for it because that's what we're saving. That descends from base stamp properties. So maybe that's where we really want to do our thing. Yeah, this is where we want to put our base stamp, the properties. Serialized stamp descends from it. Who else? Base stamp descends from it. And from base stamp, we get stamp and stamp group, which are used at design time, right there. So they're both using those properties. So that means we can create a group of items and still set their properties, right? Set their properties just like this. Okay, so cool. Let's add these properties. Do I have a name property? I don't think I do. Okay, and also notice we've got two transfer methods where we're going to have to update both of these as we add any properties to here. Okay, so that's our responsibility in the space. All right, so let's add, what's the most important of these? I don't know. I don't really think there's an important one. Let's go ahead and add some of these. So we're going to say AS for name, to add a new property name there. And property. And I want to do something else. I want to create let's create a class called editable property attribute. And it's going to descend from attribute like that. And so now I can come in here and let's do one other thing. I think it is, do I need to give it any properties? I don't think I do. Like, I think it just looks like this. And so now anything that's got an editable property in it is going to show up in our property editor. So we'll create a property editor for whatever the type is, for the string or whether it's an enum, that sort of thing. I think we'll change this later as we move forward. I think there's a chance we're going to come in and we're going to say, you know what? We might have a special property editor that we want to bind to it, right? This might give us expect to be able to bind custom property editors. For example, we might have a default enum property editor that gives me the choice of the enum elements. And then we might have a custom property editor for a special kind of enum that visualizes it. A great example of this is in Visual Studio, the property editor for setting like alignment, top, bottom, left, or right. You could create a visual to graphically show top, bottom, left, or right, that sort of thing. Okay, editable property attribute. Let's take that, move that type to file. Rory's going to be in about 40 minutes. Stay tuned for that. He always makes the show awesome. So we've got name as an editable property. What else do we got? We've got collectible. So type in AB, collectible, like that. That's an editable property. Hideable. Like that. I'm going to go in and tell the spell checker, you take it. Add to dictionary there. And offers cover. So cover. We need to look at the rules for cover for a second. I'm going to just take a moment to look at the Dungeons & Dragons cover rules. Bring up an instance of Google. And D&D cover rules. What do we got? It's windy here in Costa Rica, by the way, kids. All right, what do we got? Okay. You're going to not worry about what my IQ score is. 3 degrees of cover. Okay, only the most protective. Target with half cover. This is okay. All right, this is kind of the useful information that I want to put inside the code. So I want to create a new enum called cover. And we've got none as one of the options. We've got 1/4. We have got 1/2. And we have got 3/4. Like that. Semicolon gets me out of the template. Right up here, I want to do something like this. Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. It's 1/2, 3/4 in total. My bad. So not what I wrote down. I thought there was a 1/4 cover. 5th edition rules. Okay. Fine. What does it think I'm clicking on here? Something here. Some sort of invisible ad. Is that what it is? Geez, even if I close, stop. Just stop. You're insulting me. Okay. So 1/2, 3/4 total. Okay. All right. Maybe let's do this. There's a key word here, directly. Can't be targeted directly by an attack or spell. Whoops, this one goes with here. Okay, so there's my cover. And I want to, let's do move type to file. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about what we're about to do. Let's get this coming in here like this. We're just call it cover. Same name. We got that property. And what else do we got? Movable. There's my movable. I think there's also a sense of what layer we're on, right? I know I've got a couple more to do here, but we're talking about what layer we're on. And when I was working through the logic of this, I came up with 14 different layers, which I know is not great. This is going from floor to the ceiling here. So the floor is number one. So at the very bottom, you've got the tiles. Then you've got traps where you fall through the floor into something. Then you've got buried treasure. These three previous layers are merged and rendered as one by the TS map engine. So what's going to happen is in our editor, we'll have these layers separate, I think. But when we generate, we're going to combine these three together as one lower layer. Then you have covers. Ooh, a cover. That's one of these properties. Is a cover just a hideable element? I think it is. E.g. covers. But covers, do I need covers? Yeah, covers cover up essentially treasure, and they cover buried treasure, and they cover up traps. Then you've got low furniture, and then you've got chairs and furniture on top of that. Items on the tables. Although all of this can be happening from this is the stamps layer here, is what I think I would call this. Let's do this. Stamps layer. And inside of that, you've got these three as children of it. Can we do an ABC here instead to differentiate these, or maybe that? Doors, things above walls. And then the map engine is going to draw the bases, and then above players, the roofs and items in the element above the roof. So where does the stamp go? I think one of the questions is, does it go down here below the stamps? Or does it go above them up here? In other words, it seems to be like, I think there's 3 layers of stamps. Call this mid stamps layer. Call this one low stamps layer. Come on, what do I have to do here? Undo that right there. That's what I want. All right, so there's a low stamps layer. Let's do this instead. Let's put this inside something else. Wait, don't I get a control on what the curves of that are going to be? I guess I don't. Those rounded corners are really round. I guess I got to kind of do this to make them less round. That's not great. All right, so there's my note in there. So now we've got tiles. We've got a low stamps layer, a mid stamps layer, and then we're going to have a high stamps layer up here. I like this way better now. So that means we can put wall sconces, arches, roofs way up high. Although the wall sconces actually kind of technically would go below the walls because you want to see the kind of the top of the walls above those. So arches and roofs are here. All right, cool. I like that way better. So the doors, the walls, or hold on, above walls, ladders. So I really want to put this, I'm going to say no to this for right now. I just don't think this is really needed. I wanted to have ladders kind of showing up over the top of the walls, like if you leaned a ladder up against it. But you could put that in the high stamps layer. It's just that the player wouldn't be able to stand on the ladder. The ladder would be above the player. So do I want to add it or not? It's a lot just for that one effect. And I'm going to say no for now because I can put the ladder kind of up against the wall and it's effective. So I'm going to say no. We'll add that later if we want to. So then we have, this can all be consolidated as well. Monster player layer. All right, so we've got 3 layer locations. After looking at this, we've got low, mid, and high. That's its altitude. So let's add that. Oops, I wanted this to be an enum. And I think by default, everything is going to be mid, is what I think is going to be. Okay, there it is. Let's call it an editable property as well. Move this over to its own class. Yeah, what's super cool is everything we've written with regards to serialization, with regards to undo and redo, all of these things should continue to work with these. We are going to need to create commands to edit these properties so we can undo and redo these property edit changes as well. But the architecture is in place, so I don't think it's going to be too hard to do any of these things. So I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. There's altitude. So we've got altitude now as one of our properties. Good. I'm glad we kind of spent a little bit of time to work on that. Did you just give your enums tooltips? Not yet. Well, yes, I guess I did. I did. I did. I'm actually going to give them more than that. My intention is to give the enum elements I'm going to do more here. I'm going to...
Copper Beardy is in the house.
Copper Beardy is in the house. Hey, Copper Beardy, how you doing, buddy? How are your sunflowers doing? Hope they're growing. Also, remind me, which one is, what's the name of the one with the 3 sprouts? The 3 sprouts? Doing well, up to 4 inches. That's awesome. Karen, my wife, also known as Sex Positive when she shows up in the stream, she is, she's also trying to grow some sunflowers, but we're in Costa Rica, so it's a little trickier. And Code Rushed, it's called Code Rushed, excellent. And how's it doing? Is it doing okay? Still alive? I hope. Yeah, up to 3. Cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, here, let me show you some special effects since you just showed up here. Some cool stuff here. Hold on. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Circling around me. Oh, get out of here. Stop. There'll be a sound effect with that at some point in the future. I'm not sure what that sound effect is going to be. Can't put them out yet with all the rain. You've got to protect them from too much water, I think, right? Yeah. The problem is Karen is, pretty hit hard with ADHD. And so the chance of like regularly doing some sort of meticulous activity, like making sure they have the right amount of water, is unlikely, right? She's just kind of like, oh, plants, look in my field of view, let's water them or whatever like that. So it is, it is harder, I think, for her to do things that require meticulous, regular detail. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the ones she's planted, if anything's going to happen or not. We did see sprouts a while back, but I haven't seen sprouts in a while. So it's not a good sign if you see a sprout and then you don't see a sprout, generally, with a plant. So we'll see what's happening. We're in the middle of adding properties to our stamp that we want to be able to edit at runtime. And I'm going to create a kind of a homegrown custom property editor in here. That's my goal. And I've created this cactus. Yeah, she's actually got 3 small cacti that are still alive. But I should point out that I think we started with 5 or 7 cacti that were alive. So yeah, I just don't know. You know, and the thing is, I'm not an expert in growing plants, so I'm not going to go jump in and try to save the day or figure it out. So as a result, I just kind of watch, and you know. But I love that she's like, you know, she's at it again, right? She's going to bring in more plants. She's going to figure out how to build. You know, she just keeps trying, and I love that. Okay, so let's see here. We've got altitude. I'm just going through my spec. I'm, you know, stamp properties. These are the things I want to be able. I've got weight, value, and item. Okay, so let's come in here. We're going to say the weight is going to be a double, I think. So weight is if it's movable. I need to know what that is. You know, it's interesting. You might be thinking, Mark, don't you want coefficient of friction in case they're going to try and push it? And I'm just not sure about, you know, how I want to do that. Is it slidable or not? So movable kind of is what it would take to move it. Like how much force required to move it. I've just got a Boolean here to slide it. Force required to move. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Strength required to move. What if I changed movable to strength to move? And we're going to change this into a double, and we're going to initialize it to dot max value. So this will be the total. The idea I'm thinking here is the total strength. So it might need like a 36 strength to move, which means one player of you know, with a strength of 18 couldn't do it, but 2 players, both with a strength of 18. Pudding, please don't do this. I'm like, just don't dump it this time. Pudding. Yeah. Pudding. Pudding comes in with my show. I love it, Pudding. It is your show for just a little bit. Technically, it's totally your show. Kids, friends, I'm glad you're with us. So yeah, strength to move. This is we're just working on Pudding. We're working on the stamps. We're going to build a property editor today. I think that's what we're going to do. So nice. Should be everyone's favorite segment. Yes. How's it going? I don't know. I'm like a little bit like I'm not like my normal kick. Can I say kick ass on this show? I think I can. I don't think that's a swear. I'm not my normal kick ass self. I'm like at my medium kick ass today. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe something awesome will kick in here, and we'll do some great work. So let's see. There's my weight. I did my weight? I did my weight right down here. Cool. And then I've got to do my value. I'm just going to take that, double it up in there, and call this value. This is going to be in gold pieces. Value GP. Should I say that? Value gold pieces. I'm not sure what I want to call this. Value gold pieces. So just say value. And then do, oops, I gotta put this up above here, in gold pieces, like that. Yeah, maybe because I'm lacking the Rory, you're right. Rory always is able to make everything better. Okay, so there's my value. Should we default that to 1? I'm thinking maybe. Everything's worth 1 gold piece by default. And then an item. I'm going to add this later. I'm going to bold that and make it red. Say, don't forget to add those. Really go over the top with my notifications to myself so I don't forget. That at some point is important to add in when we get the items editor linked in with the map editor. Don't forget to add. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I think I'm okay. Just wondering about people. Monsters. Dropping in players and monsters. Are they stamps? Or are they're probably a descendant of stamp? No, maybe they're their own. I'm not sure what they are yet. All right, we're not going to worry about people yet. But everything that I put in here using this attribute. Oh, by the way, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come in here like this. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to put in the display text that we want to show inside of the that piece. Then we're going to come in here. Do I want to add a field? No, I'm gonna add a field. Yeah, like that. And so now, love the variable name, kids. We're going to call this the display text. I think like that. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's do this. I want to make this a public property, like that. So figure that out, Mark. All right. Okay. Next, we want to take all these editable properties that we've got here. Let's do this. Let's come in here. Control-Alt-Enter. Control-Alt-Enter won't work there. I have to select the whole thing. Control-Alt-Enter. 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 I'm just using multi-select on this. Control-Alt-Enter. 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 And then value is the last one. Control-Alt-Enter like that. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to paste. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to did I lose all those? I totally lost them all. And undo doesn't restore them. Is this my fault or not? Should these be undoable? I need to think about this. Yeah, everyone deserves a Roy in their lives. I agree with that. All right, one more time. Value and GUID. Now I'm going to copy them to the clipboard. There we go. And now I'm going to come down and paste them. There we go. Now I've got those pieces I need. I'm going to select them. Now Alt, select them as a one of these things, whatever that's called. Come out here, get all my cursors up like this and say equals serialized stamp dot, and then paste again. And then one more time, come out here, Alt Shift to get up. Whoops. Alt Shift to get up. I can't move down because it's gonna, oh yeah, no. I gotta use the space bar to get out to the end. Anyway, all right, fine. Alt Shift down there, and then semicolon, and then I can Control KD to get all those like that. That's kind of what I was looking for. And let's grab all of those. So those are my new properties there. And then I want to do the same thing. Uh-oh. Is iStamp Properties going to have these? Yeah, I think it's got to. It has to have these. So we got to add these to iStamp Properties as well. All right, so here's a quick trick to rename all these. Notice I've got them pasted in. I want to rename all of those to this. If I come up in here like this, move left. So I hit rename, F2 to rename, left, paste, Shift Control right, and then cut. And then I've changed all these temporarily to serialized stamp, then F2 to rename and paste, and then enter back. Just a fast way instead of bring up the dialog. So what's going on with GUID? GUID does not need to be there. Did I accidentally copy GUID? I did. I don't need GUID. Right there. Okay. So now that means I've got to add name, collectible, hideable, strength to move, cover, altitude, weight, and value to iStamp properties. Which, interestingly enough, Basestamp properties does not implement. Interesting. I wonder if that's because iStamp properties has something else in it. I'm not too worried about that, but let's pop these in. Let's start cleaning it up. Oh shoot, I should have done, let me undo that. Let's replace that with a semicolon right there. Get them all, there we go. Oh no, wait, I did want to keep those. Hold on a second. Yeah. And do I want to keep editable properties in there? I kind of feel like I do. All right, I think we've got it there. Okay. So there we've got the same properties across, which means this code over in Basestamp properties should now be good and compile. Right there, that's the code we just added there for those new. All right, let's build everything, make sure everything builds. Build succeeded. All right, let's figure out the UI for this. And actually, you know, what's I kind of want to take a, I almost want to take a break for a second and fix another bug. Let's go look in here. One of the things I don't like about the color controls here, it's got these sliders, and I don't like that they're scaling up and down as we zoom in and out. I'll run it and show you what I mean. This is related to what we're about to do because we're going to have another kind of pop-up piece. And I think all I need to do to fix it is stick it inside of a panel, a view box, I mean. But let me show you what I'm talking about. If I'm zoomed out, like here, well, it won't show anything here. Hold on, let's do this so it's wide enough. So we zoom out and I try to bring it up. You can see, look at how tiny the thumb is, right? Oh man, landslides and floods. That is not looking good. And then when I zoom in, look at how big those thumbs get, right? So the text is seemingly doing well. It's scaling correctly, I think. But even here, though, we're in some kind of trouble, right? So maybe, I don't remember what I'm doing with the text in here. What's happening with the text in here? Saturation slider, the text, grid column. I'm setting CC color controls. I'm setting the font size here dynamically, pretty sure. So I think what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to cut it and I want to put it inside of a view box. Is what I think I want to do. And I feel like that, now I still have to work, I'll have to undo the other thing I did with the, you know, we got all kinds of problems here. Let's restart it, because this is in a Windows resource right here, and generally not happy when I make those changes. Now, let's try run. South Wales on the mountains where they used to open cast mine coal. All right, so back in here, drop one of these down, bring it up. Okay. Yeah, is this better? The font size is increasing. The thumb size, what's going on with my thumb size? I might be manipulating my thumb size too. Let's see what I'm doing with my manipulation and clean that up, and we might be in good place. Really? Nothing in color controls?
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help.
Genescu 7, we need your help.
I am.
Yeah, there you go. Genescu 7's with us. Glad you're with us, buddy. Check out this killer effect. Ah. Okay. CC color controls. I'm in like disbelief that I can't do. There's no references to it out there. Are we in a code rush? Do we have a code rush issue, or are there really no references? I just did a find all to see if I could find it. It looks like I got references. Well, let's see where this is declared. No, it's just declared up here. All right, so we're okay. All right, so here we are. There's where we're changing the font size. Anything else? The width. Set left. Set top. Visibility. That's all we're messing with. So the only thing we have to worry about is this, the font size right there, because we're scaling that font size up and down. Let's see what what do we need to do? Zoom, I presume. There we go. Let's comment that out and run. And now let's see what it looks like. Is it bad or is it better? So zooming in, it's kind of big. Actually, yeah. I think part of the problem is we're making it giant and we don't need to. I can cut down the size of this, which is exactly what I should do here. So here's the width. Oh yeah, we're scaling this thing right here. What's our width? How's we calculate width? There's our width calculation right there. I don't think I like that. Where are we getting our width from? This is the width of what's available to us, I think. That's the available width. I see. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm playing with the idea of commenting out this line of code. Let's see what happens. What happens now? We just get kind of a... Well, it's still setting it? What's happening? I'm trying to figure out I don't understand. It's exactly the width across. Why? How is that being set? Is what I yeah. Sorry, to be clear, what I don't understand is how's that being set. Being set somewhere else? I don't get it. Just make sure I'm not crazy. I'm going to shut everything down and restart it. See if it might be an edit and continue issue because we definitely should see different behavior. But I made the change while we were in edit and continue. Oh wait, I know what's happening. I totally know what's happening. What's happening is because we're zooming in and out. Yeah, we need to. We need to set the width based on the scale, the outside scale. So we're doing the same thing with the other controls. Hold on. Let me kind of undo my changes here. I want to. Okay, those are all my changes. All right, so I think I want to welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing in Codebase Alpha? Glad to have you with us. So I want to go with its width, not our width. I think, or at least the width I want to set for it, rather.